Hi everybody, John from Wire here, and in this video I'm going to show you why you should not buy a domain, or really anything for that matter, from GoDaddy.com. Despite the marketing and the millions of dollars that GoDaddy spends on Super Bowl advertisements and other ads around the internet, GoDaddy will take every opportunity to overcharge you for things that you can get for a lot cheaper somewhere else. And I'm going to show you how they do that. So what I've done is I've logged in to my GoDaddy account, and we're just going to compare domains across a few different domain registrars, starting with GoDaddy. So I'm going to make up a domain. I'm going to say GDaddy is a overpriced registrar. And we're just going to use this exact same website for every single registrar. That way you can see how they try to take advantage of customers on their site. So I'm going to search for this domain. And of course, it's going to say that it is available. So the first thing you're going to see is that you are presented with a ton of different upsell options. So starter plan, which is a one-page website, essentials plan, basically just a bunch of garbage. All of these things you could just get for free if you installed WordPress, which is free by default for most registrars, but they're going to try to upsell you at every opportunity. So what we want to do is just go with the domain itself. Let's imagine that we don't want any of these other pages and plans. So I'm going to add this to cart. And now if we click on continue to cart, you'll notice that they have the first option to try to charge you more money than you should actually spend. This is almost a complete and utter scam. The only thing that both of these different options provide is just an extended amount of time that you can renew your domain if it ever expires, and a very, very cheap option to scan your domain if it ever comes up on a blacklist. Both of these things are really worthless. You shouldn't pay any money for this. And on top of all that, you're going to have full domain protection and security as long as you have a very, very good GoDaddy password. If you send out your password to somebody and then they have access to your account, neither of these different options is going to protect your domain. Another option that they like to showcase is how they're going to provide ultimate domain privacy. The privacy of your domain is already included by default. And I can prove that because if you click on the View Details button here, it says your personal data will be redacted in our Whoas directory by default. There is no such thing as full domain protection, privacy and protection, or ultimate domain protection and security. You really do not need this option. So let's try to click on no thanks. And then we do not want to have the start your website for free because this is going to upsell us into a website builder. So we're going to uncheck that option. And of course, a bunch of additional upsells here. We don't want any of these things. We just want the domain itself. So let's continue to cart and see how much GoDaddy actually tries to charge us. Okay, so the first thing is that they want you to register for the maximum amount of time possible. So instead of the 1 year register, they're going to try to charge you for 5 years up front. And the next thing we want to do is change it to 1 year because we just want to see how much does it cost for a single year. They've tried to give us again this option for full domain privacy and protection, which as I said before means absolutely nothing. So the total for a single domain, if I haven't given in and clicked on any of the additional options throughout this checkout flow, is $11.99 for the first year. But then it renews at roughly $17.99 a year. This is a ridiculous price, and here's why. If we go into NameCheap and we look up the exact same domain, and we add it to the cart for $8.88 a year, we can see that the total for 1 year registration is $9.06. So just by going to NameCheap and registering the domain, we've already saved ourselves a couple of bucks. But we also need to take into account how much it's going to cost us when this domain comes time to renew. So let's figure out how much it costs to renew a domain on NameCheap.com. So for renewals, NameCheap charges $12.98 per year, which is still a little bit high, but definitely much cheaper than GoDaddy. So for the exact same domain, for the exact same amount of time, we can get a cheaper domain for the first year from NameCheap, and also we're not stuck with this ridiculous $17.99 per year upsell that they try to charge you at GoDaddy.com. And that's just if we use a different registrar like NameCheap to go through with this purchase. But there's a third option instead. And the third option is the Cloudflare Registrar. So Cloudflare, their pricing is a little bit different. You can't register a domain on Cloudflare.com yet, but you can transfer a domain to Cloudflare.com. And if you want to know how to do that, you can look at my other video that I'll link below. The reason why you would want to transfer your domain to Cloudflare is that they're going to charge you every single year $8.03 for your domain. If you look at all of these other options that we have, GoDaddy is at $17.99, NameCheap is $12.98. This is a much, much cheaper option for most of the top-level domain names out there. And really, it comes at no additional cost. A Cloudflare account is completely free to make. You can transfer a domain into your Cloudflare account very, very easily. So what I do on all of the domains that I set up and all the different projects that I run is that I register my domains with NameCheap, and I let them sit there for the first year because, again, the first year of this domain, it's going to be roughly $9. I'm only going to save a couple cents if I actually transfer it over into Cloudflare for the first year. And then before it renews within NameCheap every single year, I just transfer my domain from NameCheap over into Cloudflare. And that way I can take advantage of the lowest possible fee that I would pay to renew these top-level domains of .com every single year. Again, the last thing you want to do is use GoDaddy for your purchase or your renewal, because they will always upcharge you at every opportunity, and you're going to be stuck when you try to transfer the domains. So if this helped, please leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to leave some commentary on other domain registrars if you have any ideas out there, or are there any ones that you wanted to use. I really recommend this method. It's a method that I use myself. And if you have any questions about how to transfer your domain into Cloudflare, or if you just want to know how to transfer your domain out of GoDaddy, go ahead and leave a comment below or check out the description underneath this video for a walkthrough on how to do each one of those different things. Thanks, and I hope this helped. Enjoy the rest of your day.